Hello and welcome to my short tutorial on how to get Aftrburn working in VS Code. The reasons for this, why you would want to do this, I have a lot of snippets, keybinds, all this stuff already set up in VS Code, so being able to work in that environment helps me a great deal. The current documentation provided in the source code for how to do this is a little outdated, and it doesn't explain how to get debug working correctly. So I thought I'd make this to help any future students taking this class. Alright, so we're at our modules folder. What you need to do before you start this is do the normal installation process with VS Studio. This is just to get the correct compilers installed and everything working with that. Then we usually go through we're going to go to our new module.zip. We're going to go ahead and extract a new folder. We're just going to call it DummyModule. Okay, and now we have our new module. We're going to open up a new window of VS Code. So if I right-click New Window, we can see we have a new clean window of VS Code. Before you start, you're going to want to install some extensions. Just type CMake and install the top three: CMake, CMake Tools, and CMake Language Support. This is going to be required in order to actually compile and run the code. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, Add Folder to Workspace. And we are going to go back to our module folder that we just created. So DummyModule. And you can see now it shows up in this top right. Now, if you have the CMake extension installed and you add the folder to your workspace, you're going to get a little notification at the top here asking what CMake lists.txt you want to use. You want to use the one that's in the root directory of your source folder. So at the top. And this is going to ask you what kit you want to use to compile. You want to use the Visual Studio Community 2022 release AMD64. Once that's all selected, you're going to see that you're going to get a bunch of text in your output window. And this is just the CMake creating the necessary make files to compile the code. And looks like it's finished. So now what you want to do is go to your .vscode folder. And you'll see a settings.json. Now, if we want to get this working with proper debug support, we're going to need to make a new file called launch.json. Now, this is going to be empty, and we're going to fill it with a block of code that I will put in the description. So we're going to go ahead and paste this. And you can see we have a nice launch.json. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go to the name here and change it to something different. Obviously when it's test module, we're going to just name it DummyModule. And we're going to save this file. So now that the launch.json is saved, if we go to run and debug, we can just go there with Control-Shift-D. You're going to see it as an option in the top left here. So if we select this option and then start debugging, it's going to give us an option to use the gtest or the new module.exe. We're going to use the new module.exe. And it is going to launch our compiled new module using debugging options. which is perfect. This is exactly what we want. So with debugging options, we can use breakpoints. So if we go to our CPP file here and we put a breakpoint here. By the way, if you want to close the program in the window, if you press Shift F5, you'll terminate the program, and if you just press F5, you will start the program. So now, as you can see, I forgot to save. Whoops. We save and relaunch. You can see that breakpoints are now working in VS Code, which is perfect. This is one of the reasons why I used VS Studio for so long, is because it had all these options. But now that they're working in VS Code, I see no reason why not to use VS Code. Shift F5. Now that you got it working, a few notes. If you add a folder in your source folder, so if I make a new CPP file called newfile.cpp, if I want the compiler to actually add this to my compiled code, I need to go to the CMake extension here on the left and click this little button that says delete cache and reconfigure. This will remake the make file and add the new file into the actual list of compiled code. So if you have a new file and you're wondering why the hell isn't this working, just make sure you click that button. And now that's done, if I press F5 again, you can see new file CPP is being used in the actual compilation. So yeah, this was a short tutorial on just how to get Afterburn working in VS Code. It took me a while, but having this in an environment that I use regularly is very helpful, and I hope this helped you too. All right, thank you.